you can very well see, we have a lot of books to haul today. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. This is a collective haul over the last like 2-ish months, and I think I've only read one of these books. Technically 3, but you'll see why. The first book is actually a very recent release, and it's Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I got this because, 1, look at the cover. Is it not just the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen? And 2, because she had a really popular release from last year, which is actually my second book that I got, which is Every Summer After. I'm like 99% sure these are not connected. I don't know a ton about these 2 books. I just know that like they're gonna be very good, fun summer reads for me. And I know a lot of people were saying that this book reminds them of like the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy and Love in Other Words mixed together. And then I heard people saying that this book reminds them of other books too, like kind of like other books meshed together. So I'm very interested to see if I enjoy these, and I'm excited to read them during the summer. The next book we have is a book recommendation by my friend Olivia. So hi Olivia, if you're watching. It is The Light We Lost by Jill Santopolo. This is actually a Reese Witherspoon book club book, so I feel like that's how you know like it has to be good. Just from reading the back, I think this is a childhood friends to lovers and like a second chance romance, which I'm like really excited for because that is one of my favorite tropes. And yeah, I don't know, I trust Olivia. She's really picky and has really good taste with books, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a really good one. I also heard that this will be a tearjerker, so we'll see how it goes whenever I read this. The next book is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This will be my first venture into Abby Jimenez's writing, so I'm very excited to try a new author. And she actually just recently came out with Yours Truly, which is kind of like a partner book to this. I know it's about this doctor and she gets stuck in this small town, and then she ends up meeting this guy there and she like really likes him, but like she knows it's not gonna work out. But then she can't stop thinking about him, so then like they start talking more and stuff like that, maybe trying to make it work. I'm not really sure because I haven't read it yet, obviously. It's also an age gap. I think she's older than him. And I'm really excited to read this because not only have I heard good things about this one, but also about Yours Truly, so I'm excited to read that after I read this too. Next up is another newer release. It is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I've actually never read anything by Sarah Adams either, so I'm excited for another new author. This is about a girl named Amelia, and she's a pop star, and she's really burnt out from like making music and touring and stuff, and she wants to feel a little bit more grounded, so she decides to go to Rome, and the nearest Rome to her is Rome, Kentucky, so she ends up going there, and she ends up spending some time there and meets a guy named Noah, and he owns a pie shop. That's why like they're making pies on the front, and it's actually a dual POV, so I'm excited to get both sides. I love a good dual POV. I'm also really excited for this one because it's a little bit shorter than the other books that I normally read, so it'll be a nice break in between some of these chunkier books, especially because I'm on the last Harry Potter book right now, and I'm about to start the ACOTAR series, so we're gonna need some of those in between. Next up, we have the one and the only Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This book is so hyped up on booktube, and I know it's so many people's favorites. I know that so many people rate this 5 stars, and they just absolutely love this book. Like nothing can hold a candle to this book. I honestly don't know that much about it, and I kind of do like going in blind to books most of the time, just because then you get like surprised and nothing's like spoiled for you. But I'm pretty sure it's childhood friends to lovers and second chance romance, which, as we all know, I love, so I'm very excited to finally read this. The next 2 books I actually bought for a friend, which is why I said I read 3 instead of 1, so now you know. She's moving to New York and she doesn't really know anybody there, and she's gotten a little bit into reading, but she hasn't read like some of like the very like classic book talk, booktube faves yet. So I got her some of my favorites that kind of got me back into reading, and the first one is Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, and then of course It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This book solely got me into reading other things besides Harry Potter, so that I am thankful for. And of course they're coming out with a movie, so I feel like she should read it so that we can go see it together eventually. And also it's just like a really good book. I feel like at this point like it's kind of like a book talk, booktube classic, and if you haven't read it yet, you just like should. And then The Love Hypothesis. This is one of my favorite books that I've ever read. I absolutely love the grumpy sunshine, the fake dating, all of that kind of stuff. The tropes in this are incredible, and of course I absolutely love how Adam fell for her first. It was just, it was everything. And the twist in this book, guys, oh my god, I was not expecting this at all. It was such a good twist, so freaking good. I love this book so much, and I am so excited for her to read these and tell me her thoughts. The next one is very on brand from the last 2 because one of them is by the same author, and it's the only other one that I've read. It is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. Honestly, I love this book. I thought it was super cute. If you want to read this and you've read Love Hypothesis though, just know that they're not like exactly the same. A lot of people are like, it's the exact same book. No. It's not. There's a completely different plot, completely different things going on. The relationship is not the same at all. Completely different characters, and I love Ellie Hazelwood writing so much. I'm not going to talk about this book anymore because I'm going to talk about it in my May wrap up, so look out for that video. It'll be coming soon. I literally filmed this video 4 days ago and I got 4 more books, so I'm just going to include these ones here too. The first one is one that my friend Brooke got me. It's called She's Gone by David Bell. She's currently reading this and she's just now getting into reading and she's really enjoying it. I'm pretty sure it's like kind of like a thriller mystery kind of vibe. And I don't really read books like that, but I do want to get into them more, so I'll probably be reading this like in the fall time because I feel like that's the perfect time for books like these. So thank you, Brooke. You're the sweetest ever. And then I also mentioned that I've never read the Summer I Turned Pretty series. So here we go. We got all 3 right here. Obviously, we know that the 2nd season of the show is coming out in July of this year, and I love the 1st season, so I really want to finish the books before the 2nd season comes out. It's just a young adult, really easy read. I'm pretty sure none of these are over 300 pages, so I'm really excited to read these. Okay, now back to the rest of the video. Next up, we have 2 Colleen Hoover classics that I've never read. We have November 9th and Verity. I actually got November 9th this past Sunday, and I'm really excited to read it, and my mom hasn't read it either. She's read a lot of Colleen Hoover's other books though, and that's kind of how we bond, is by like reading together. So I bought this so we could read it together. I know it has something to do with like every year on November 9th, like they end up talking to each other like the main characters, but literally I have no idea what it's about other than that. And my fiance Luke actually ended up giving me Verity and like this little gift basket like a month ago or something, which was so sweet. But I probably won't be reading this for a hot minute just because it's scary and I don't really do scary things well. I am excited to get into thriller books, but we'll see how it goes. Still scared that it's not gonna work out well and I won't be able to read thrillers. Thrillers. There we go. But I'm crossing my fingers that I won't get too scared because I am 22 and I should be able to handle it because it's fiction. Next up, we have The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. Again, another nice shorter read. And I know it's about a football player and a ballerina and it's friends to lovers. That's about it. I've heard this is a very like cutesy, like young adult, kind of like immature read. Not immature like in a bad way though. But it's just like a very easy, like quick read, like nothing too deep to think about. And you know what? Like sometimes you need those and they're just like nice and like fun and like fresh. They cleanse your palate a little bit, you know? My next book is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This is the 2nd book in the Dreamland Billionaire trilogy. Basically the whole trilogy, each one is about a different brother and their grandfather dies and he owns like their version of like Disney World or Disneyland, and they have certain things that they have to do to get their share of his will. And this one's about the brother named Declan. I'm pretty sure that he ends up like having to marry his assistant or something like that, and her name is Iris. Actually, it's on the back. I've never really read anything like this. I mean, it is like fake dating, but it's kind of like forced proximity, like forced marriage, like same bet, like that kind of stuff, and I've never really like read anything like this, so I'm interested to see if I actually enjoy it or not. This book right here, I am so excited to read, like literally so high on my TBR, so anticipated for me. I'm so excited, and it is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. A bunch of my favorite booktube and book talkers had read this book and absolutely loved it. This is actually a part of the Caraval trilogy. Well, it's not a part of it. It's like in the same world. So you don't have to read the Caraval to read like this trilogy. You don't have to read these to read that. This is kind of like a fairy tale fantasy kind of romance. And is it just not like the most beautiful book you've ever seen? I literally just want to display it. It's so gorgeous. Next up, we have another classic book talk book that I still haven't read yet, which is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I just recently read Beach Read. Finally, it took me forever, but literally one of my favorite books ever. Was so good. And I'm pretty sure everybody says you either like Beach Read more or you like People We Meet on Vacation more. So I'm genuinely really interested to see what I think about this book, considering how much I love Beach Read. I'm pretty sure this is like a friends to lovers second chance type thing. So yeah, we'll see what I think. Then we have Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. Guys, I don't think you understand how much I loved Better Than the Movies. And that's a young adult book, and I've heard that her like new adult books are even better. So I'm very excited to read this. The duet to this actually just recently came out too. It's called The Love Wager, and I've heard really good things about that one. So I'm excited to see what I think. I'm pretty sure this is literally just about a girl who like thinks she's texting a guy she's talking to, and she ends up texting like her best friend's brother or something like that. That's all I really got. I love her writing though, and I'm excited to read another book by her. Finally, we have our last book, and we're going out with a bang, everybody. Number 1 in the Knock 'Em Out series, we have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This will be my first venture into Lucy Score, so another new author. We love to see it. The main reason I haven't read this yet is because I don't want to do too many thick books in like a month, because I feel like if I do, then it kind of like overwhelms me and like I just don't read. So we're definitely gonna be reading this in June. I know it's a small town romance and it's so like heavily hyped up like everywhere. I cannot believe I haven't read read it. And I'm so excited to get into Lucy Score's writing. There are so many other books that I have wanted to read by her, but I've just waited because I feel like this is the perfect one to start with. Let's see if I can pick all these up. Oh god. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any book recommendations down below, or if you guys have any thoughts on the books that I'm going to be reading very, very soon. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. Alright, I love you guys very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.